Maria Bros movie review from TikTok's movie reviewers.
Muy bien. Aquí voy.
At Andre.
I just got out of seeing the Super Mario Brothers movie. I went to a midnight screening because I had not seen the movie yet. So I was like, I gotta see this as soon as it comes out. And man, oh my gosh, I had such a good time. I love this movie. But I'm a big Mario fan, so I caught a lot of the references and things like that. I don't know how you'll feel about it if you're not a Super Mario fan, but as someone who loves Super Mario, the characters, the backgrounds, the music, the score, all of it, while still being a nice, cool story about Mario going on his adventure in the Mushroom Kingdom. This is like a big budget, Nintendo approved version of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show cartoon. Super Show walked so that this movie could run. It's so cute, fast-paced, colorful, beautiful. I thought the characters were very fun. There's a couple of story changes I would have made, and you know, the casting, we know there's been a lot of talk about that. It's fine, but this movie had me smiling the entire time. I just had a huge smile on my face watching this. I'm probably gonna see this movie multiple times. I'm all about this. I'm hooked on the brothers, for real. I'm definitely gonna see this one again.
At Cole.
So I'm fresh out of seeing the Super Mario Bros. Movie, woohoo! And it has been big debate on the internet whether or not this movie is good or bad because of the astronomically low critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Not like this should be the decider on whether or not you think a movie is good or bad, but it's time to answer the question. Is Mario good? Yeah, it's pretty good. I had a good time. I enjoyed myself while watching this. Now, I will say it is a bit surface level. It's nothing too crazy. It's no peeking boots. But it's Mario, and that makes up for a lot of its shortcomings. But let's start off with what I like. I really love this animation style for this movie. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's full of life. It's Mario. I also really love how immersive each world felt, whether you're at Mushroom Kingdom or you're at Bowser's Castle. I love seeing all the different creatures and characters that we know from the Mario games. This movie is jam-packed with references and nostalgia that will make you feel like you're a kid again playing one of these games. There's also some nice heartwarming character moments. And the voice acting is actually really good. Everyone is spot on. It feels like they are embodying the character that they're playing. Starting off with one of the highlights, Jack Black is absolutely perfect casting. He just embodies what it means to be Bowser. I love his voice. And as we already know, his comedic timing is so goddamn on point. Just know anytime you see a piano scene in this movie, ooh, it's about to be fire. Jack Black's singing voice is surprisingly phenomenal. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong also shockingly works. And anytime he was on the screen, it was always a fun time. People are probably going to still criticize Chris Pratt's Mario, but I thought him and Charlie Day were great as Mario and Luigi. They both gave solid performances, and I can confirm that Luigi does make that cinema joke in the movie. Yes, these film workers are starting to catch on with the jokes of our time. And this gang they put together of Toad, Peach, Mario, Luigi, Donkey Kong, it was just so fun. And Anya Taylor-Joy, she's really just Peach. Like, her voice and just her in real life, she was just meant to play this character. And like I said before, with this movie being packed with references and nostalgia, that can also be to its detriment. This movie has a very simple story, premise, and dialogue, and sometimes I feel like prioritizes the nostalgia and references more than trying to do something more and meaningful. It plays it quite a bit safe, but at the same time, it was really nice seeing the Rainbow Road and them referencing Mario Kart. Like, it was just fun. And best believe I will be there opening day for the sequel because this movie is going to make absolute bank. It is a fun time for all ages, and the kids are going to eat this shit up. And no, I'm not going to use the whole it's a kids movie excuse because when we literally got Pinocchio and Puss in Boots last year, there's really no excuse. You can do both. You can stop treating kids like they're mindless zombies ready to consume your product. But overall, I enjoyed it. I wish there was a little something more to give me that lasting impression that makes me want to keep coming back to this movie. But it does seem inevitable that I'm probably going to forget about this movie in probably a month. But hey, I'm going to be there for the sequel.
At Sammy J React.
Super Mario Brothers movie was terrible. It's something I would say if I was a middle-aged person who peaked in high school, who's miserable with their life and never played a Mario game ever. Me, on the other hand, I really enjoyed the Super Mario Brothers movie. I just got back from watching the Super Mario Brothers movie, so I'm gonna give you my quick, honest, spoiler-free thoughts of the film. There's definitely a lot of pros and cons with this movie. There's valid criticism. And yes, I think we're allowed to criticize a kid's movie. I'm also getting really tired of saying this, but please, let's stop using Rotten Tomatoes to determine our enjoyment of a film, especially before we've even seen it. To address the biggest elephant in the room, I think Chris Pratt does a great job as Mario. And it's pretty cleverly explained as to why he sounds like that. And to be honest, who wants to hear 2 hours of let's go, okay? I mean, low-key I would, but I'm glad they took it in this direction. Jack Black as Bowser is peak, and when they let him sing it, like, oh yeah, that's Jack Black for show. And really, everyone in the voice cast does a pretty great job. Albeit Seth Rogen is just Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, but who doesn't like Seth Rogen and Donkey Kong? I think my favorite aspects of the film are Chris Pratt and Charlie Day as Mario and Luigi. Their dynamic and relationship was some of my favorite stuff in the beginning of the film, and I wish we had gotten more of it, which leads us into what the story of this film is, or lack thereof. To be honest, the story isn't that great, but it just follows the Mario formula. Instead of Princess Peach being captured by Bowser, it's Luigi who's captured. To be honest, him being sidelined was kind of a bummer, but Charlie Day's Luigi is so damn good, I hope they give us a Luigi's Mansion spinoff. If not, have that be the sequel. And that's the basic gist of our story. Through the Great Mushroom Kingdom. And to be honest, like 70% of this movie is all of us turning into the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, being like, oh, that's a terrible whistle. Better. Mario and Nintendo fans are gonna have a field day with this movie. It's truly a film made for the fans, albeit it does sacrifice its story and it moves at a breakneck pace. There are times where I'm like, damn, we're already here, and kind of sacrifices emotional and character beats, which is a bummer, but it also felt like they were pulling their punches and holding back for future sequels. The best comparison I can make to this movie is that it's the Lego movie, which had all of those fun Easter eggs going, ooh, look at that, but without the core emotional story element of the Lego movie. I really like the score, but I feel like the use of 80s rock songs were kind of ill-placed and didn't really hit me as hard as I thought they would, but still fun. One thing's for sure, this movie's gonna make a lot of money, and you know it's gonna have like 3 more of these movies. And at the end of the day, this is a great family-going experience at the movies. Lighten up, go have some fun, and check out the Super Mario Brothers movie movie. It's definitely better than this. Even though this is so bad, it's good now. But let me know what you think. Are you going to be checking out the Super Mario Bros. Movie this weekend? And as always, like and follow for more.
At Seth Film Review.
Super Mario Bros. Movie, one that many people have been heavily anticipating. I've just got back from watching it now. I'm going to give my spoiler-free review, thoughts, not rehearsed anything, just going to say what's on my mind, and whether I think it's worth going to see or not. First of all, let's get straight down to it. Is this film good? It's pretty good. Is it amazing? I'm going to say no. Maybe a disappointment for a lot of you, but I know a lot of people who liked it more than me, so definitely go and see it. I'm going to start with the negatives. The main negative I have with this film is the pacing is completely erratic at times. The story, unfortunately, does struggle to find its footing at times due to the erratic pacing and formulaic nature of the narrative. But overall, it does provide enough laughs, charm, and nostalgia, specifically for Mario players, to ensure a decent time. In terms of the cast, Jack Black is for sure the standout in my eyes. The man was born to voice act the character of Bowser. Chris Pratt's voice isn't actually as big of an issue as you might think. If it was a Mario-sounding man for an hour and 30 minutes, I might get a little bit annoyed. Seth Rogen was also great as Donkey Kong, and my favourite scenes were the ones featuring Donkey Kong and, of course, Bowser. And there is a lot to enjoy in terms of references to the game and to the media. Games the size of Mario and the world it has are always going to be hard to replicate in movie form, and you can definitely see where they struggled by providing a formulaic but charming story at the same time. There is so many great references to the game of Super Mario, Mario Kart, and many others that are just a joy to see, especially if you grew up playing them as a kid as I did. And it definitely, no doubt, does a good job at capturing the Mario world and the essence of the characters, which unfortunately is let down by a fairly lackluster story. It does go in quite an odd direction, one that you might not expect. But I'm not going to say that it's not fun watching these characters and the bonds they create throughout. They just rushed it to the point where I was wanting to see more. Overall, it's a good, fine watch. It's enjoyable, there is some charm, there's some nostalgia, and I did have a few good laughs throughout. It just gets let down by its inadequate story and erratic pacing, but everything else is good.
At Jadewag.
Well, guys, it looks like the Super Mario Bros. Movie is going to be garbage because the most reliable source for movie ratings has just released their reviews. This happens every single time, and I don't know why people keep falling for it, but Rotten Tomatoes is garbage, and we all know this, but for some reason, we still listen to the 50 reviews of the hardcore critics who swear they're the next coming of Anton Ego from Ratatouille. You're not getting a mind-blowing, groundbreaking plot from a Mario movie. Just have some fun.
Blake's Take.
Good morning, everyone. It is about 2:30 a.m. I just got back from the midnight showing of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And honestly, I hope they start doing more midnight showings. You know, it was a Tuesday night, and the theater was absolutely packed. Full theater. The energy was off the charts for how late it was. So, I mean, yeah, let's start with that. The energy in the theater was absolutely amazing, and it just made for a very fun experience for this Mario movie. But now, the question everyone was waiting for was, how was Chris Pratt's voice going to be as Mario? How good was he going to be as Mario? I mean, the answer is fine. He did just fine. I don't think it was bad or anything. It wasn't amazing, but he was just fine. The standouts in this movie to me are going to be Jack Black as Bowser, the perfect Bowser. He did a great job. And honestly, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Those are going to be the two that stand out for me for this movie. The animation was beautiful. The whole world they created was amazing. You know, all these little Easter eggs thrown in there from the video game. And I think it's just a movie that you will go into it and have a lot of fun with. I thought it was genuinely funny as well. Now, yes, story-wise, it does kind of jump very quickly from here to there, you know, not too much explanation. But also, like, I mean, is there really that much, you know, explanation in these video games as well? There's not much dialogue in these Mario video games. I don't think there really needs to be too much explaining for this video game adaptation, but it's just a movie that you will have fun with. And as you can see, with 93 reviews, it does have a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think that's really too fair. I do think it is better than 55%, and I think it's just a very enjoyable time. Enjoy it. Enjoy your theater experience. Make sure you go in a packed theater and have fun with it. Be loud.